Hi, this is Matt Rhodes and I'm joined by Matlock Town manager Paul Phillips. Paul, a convincing victory today, 4-1 over Ashton United. Over the whole 90 minutes, what was your assessment of the team's performance?
I thought we did really well. I could see the sloppy goal, but that's probably the only real shot, that meaningful shot that he's had to save. I think Sean in the entire game, I think we defended really well as we have done throughout the season. And I just thought we looked really compact, really well drilled. We defended when we had to. I thought the substitutions worked. And I think we deserve to win. I think we took our chances well. They made mistakes, but we had to be there to capitalise on the mistakes. I think Callum Dolan's caused the first 2 goals. But again, you've got to be there to take your chances, haven't you? And we have done. And I'm really pleased. Listen, it wasn't the greatest spectacle. That's hard to say after a 4-1 win. But even last week, we ground out a win last week. We've done it again this week. We've asked lads to do jobs, and we've worked on things that the way Ashton play, and we've stopped them playing, and then we've rammed it home.
Yeah, well, the Bamber Bridge defeat certainly seems a long time ago now.
It doesn't to me.
Oh, right. But after that match and the couple of games afterwards, I know that you've said before you've wanted to see a bit more from the midfield. In these last 2 games, including today, have you seen a lot of improvements within the team's midfield?
Yeah, I still think we can improve in possession. I think, obviously, Mark Lees has been fantastic. Spencer Day and Deck were brilliant, but we've got a lot of competition for places. Chippendale's coming back now. Obviously, King is raring to go coming off the bench. So people have got to keep on the top of that standard, because if they don't, they'll be out the team, and then they've got to fight on the hands to get the shirt back. But I think, look at today, I've asked them, we've worked on things on Thursday night, and we've done the right things in the right areas. And I think the big fella up front was man of the match for me. I think he's led the line perfectly, scored a goal. I just think he's a real handful and he's a real team player. And then obviously Callum Dolan, I've got a special mention for him, because again his confidence has been a bit hit, but he scored 1 last week, he's created 2 this week, and I think he's been really, really good going forward.
It was a pretty tight first half overall. Matlock ended up getting the advantage after an interesting own goal for the Gladiators' advantage there. But what was the message at half-time when it was pretty close between the 2 teams?
They're a good team. Listen, Cleggy knows his stuff, Healdy knows his stuff, and they're a very good team, and they've got a lot of good footballers, and we know that the strongest point is their midfield. And I think it was hard, probably a bit harsh on them at half-time, because the wind was blowing in our faces, it was hard to get out. But I think going in at half-time, I'd been quite happy to go in at half-time drawing, because I think having that wind at your backs in second half was a real plus. But we just carry on doing what we're doing, be a bit more careful in possession, and I think we with their full-back overlapping as much, I think when we could get Reece out up the top end, he nearly scored at the end, and I think it was sort of try and deliver the ball into the box as quick as possible and get behind the back two, the 2 centre-halves, which are really good players, but I think on the back foot we could have got a bit more out of it.
Just towards the end of the game, we saw Matlock's new face, new signing, Cesar Linguba. We've spoken about him a little bit before, but just for any Matlock fans that have only just seen him for the first time today, he's come over from Witton Albion. What does he bring to the Gladiators team?
I think you've seen today, he's just going to sit in there, similar to do what Mark Lees does, and break things up. He's never going to win your games, but he'll win your games by stopping them scoring. And he sits in, breaks things up, moves the ball well, and simplifies things. And I think in this league and at this level, if you've got players like that, listen, we've relied on Lees a hell of a lot, and I think he's been outstanding again today. Took a whack. But if he does get injured, we've not really got anyone similar that's just going to sit in front of the back four and marshal it. So you're seeing he comes on today. Obviously Bondi come on. There's a couple of lads that didn't come on, a bit disappointed, but we've got a big game now Tuesday, so we need to freshen up. But if you'd have told me 3 or 4 weeks ago that Reece Kendall would have played 4 or 5 games on the run after the way Lewis Turner was playing. Funny things happen in football, and I think Reece again has been outstanding, playing as a wing back, playing as a full back, wherever we've asked him to play. I think he's done a really good job against probably the best full-back in the league going forward today.
The next game that comes in my favourite cup competition in the world, the FA Cup. You're away against Guiseley, who are 1 tier above in the National League North. Will be a strange game because obviously no fans at all can watch the game, either from Matlock or from Guiseley. Do you think that will have an effect on the game, that there's no spectators whatsoever?
I think it has effect on all games, not just at our level, Premier League. How Joe, I went to a Youth Cup game last night, FA Youth Cup, right? There was 250, 300 people at Ashton United, and I'm thinking FA Cup, FA Youth Cup. Come on, let's get our act together here. We've done it today. I think there's 600 here, not far short today. Did it really well. COVID officers done everything that we can do. The right procedures have been guided, been brilliant. So why can't Guiseley, a big club, look at the clubs in the league above. We're made for social distancing. We're made so that we can do this. It's spoiling the game. It gives us. Guiseley probably say the same. It's playing. It's like we played the friendlies. There's no atmosphere. Listen, we've got to make our own atmosphere because it's a massive game for the club. Oh, come on, let's get our act together a bit here and say to ourselves, get people back at football, get people back enjoying football. And now the Premier League's got no spectators there. The more we can attract to these leagues, the better it's going to be for all non-league clubs. And now's the best time to do that. So I think it's dead easy as an FA to start making decisions from inside the nice office in Wembley, but let's be real. Let's be real about it. If it can be done in a safe manner, let's do it at all non-league. Last week, I think, Chesterfield, they had something like 500 fans to go to watch a game that you could have seen through a window. How can that be real? Seriously, how can it be real? So people need to give their head a wobble and say to themselves, non-league is about people coming to the game, having a drink, socialising, and times aren't normal at the moment. We totally agree with that, and we've got to stick to the guidelines. But come on, let's get people back through the gate. Let's get people coming the league above. It's not affecting us at the moment, but I feel sorry for the clubs in the league above because they're taking a hit financially, and it's no good for everyone.
Yeah, just as a last question, if we look towards the next league game as well, that'll be against a team that were top of the table when the season got cancelled. That's away at South Shields. Just a quick look at that. How big a test will that be for Matlock in the next league game?
Massive. They've been the best for me. They've been the best team in the league for the last 2 seasons. Best footballing team. Strange result. We watched them on Tuesday evening against Radcliffe. And they're beatable, but they're a very good footballing team. Get a big crowd. Obviously, they can only get 600 there at the moment, but they'll get crowds on there. And it's probably a team with the makeup to go and push on to conference and push on, which they're hoping to do. And it'll be a good test. But you know what? Let's take it on board. Let's ask ourselves the questions. Ashton's been the playoffs. Ashton's not last year, the year before. Ashton a great team. So bring them on. Let's have a go. This club now, like I said to before, we want to play against the best. It brings us as a group together and the best out of us. So let's go and test ourselves, see how far we've come. Today was a big test. Tuesday will be a big test, and then South Shields obviously be a massive test. But let's go and see where we are as a team and as a club.
Well, congratulations, Philo, on the victory today, and good luck for Tuesday night against Guiseley.
Thank you very much.